Okay, so this is going to be the second video of this. The first one I titled, I think it's Dying for Your Faith, Are You Ready? Which is one before this one. This is because I talk about, Christians saying, remove myself from sins for God, and they have a romantic idea. This is, how about live for God? Okay, now this is going to be a different video. This is going to be living for God. Okay? Now, the fact you are willing to be, removed from the census, I say that because YouTube will get mad if I start saying other things. But, yeah. Does it happen for your faith? And this is living for God. How about we live without worrying about that? Some Christians worry about it. I outlined in the previous video about how some people are just worried about it. They're like, oh no, what if tomorrow, it doesn't end? And live for today. Okay? Don't think about tomorrow. Jesus even said that. He said, don't worry about tomorrow, for today has its own share of sorrows. Okay? You shouldn't be worrying about what you're going to do tomorrow. Okay? You shouldn't be worrying about not waking up tomorrow. You should be living for God and living each day. That's what this video is about. It's about living, enjoying the blessings. As it's getting warmer here in Canada, I'll get a little off topic, we are having mosquitoes, and I think there's a few black flies here and they're coming out. Yay. Just what I love. Mosquitoes. Anyways, back to the video. Is, loving God and living each day. Enjoy the world. Go out. Go out for walks. Spend time with your family. Make memories. Live for God every day. Okay? And we need to focus more on doing that, because most Christians don't. They get busy with work or the world, and they don't, quote unquote, stop to smell the roses or the flowers. A lot of people get this way. You can even have your religious practices become a burden on you, right? That can stop. You can become so busy, serving the church and stuff, you forget, so busy with your ministry that you forget to, reel it back. Spend time with God. It's okay to serve. Don't get me wrong. You can have a ministry, and dude, I got my, mentor. He's getting up there, and he's quite, old now, and he's still, he's going full on for God. But I'm like, you got to slow down some. And I told him, because I'm willing to, because I'm, Christian brother. But I'm saying, you got to slow down. You're getting older, and he has slowed down a little bit. Like I said, you're getting up there. Like, you can't be just rushing and doing all this stuff. Like, I get wanting to serve God in the kingdom, and he's done it for years, but you also have to slow down a bit. You have to rest. You see, most people, I believe I had a video about it on my channel, I think was about resting in a spiritual war. It was a video I made about when you have to rest, and this is similar, and this is living for God, is enjoying yourself. Enjoying what the world has to offer, like nature. Like, for example, although I'm down here, I see through the field on the other end. I can't really get it because I won't see them, but we have wild turkeys. There is a flock of wild turkeys, 4 of them running around playing games over there. I don't think you can see them. They're way over there. That's my pup, but they're way up there in the other field. Like, no, I'd say 150, 200 yards. There's 2, 4, 5 of them. They're a flock that have been hanging around, but they're over there playing in the sun and the field. Yeah. Wild turkeys. Anyways, see, I'm enjoying nature. I'm enjoying God. This is what he wants you to do. He doesn't want you to just be, scared of the devil and in a spiritual warfare forever and fighting and arguing with people. He wants you to enjoy what the world has to offer, like the things in it, the good things. I'm not saying go out and sleep around and spend money, and booze and all that. Avoid that stuff. That's the bad stuff. I mean the good stuff, like nature, animals, spending time with loved ones. That's good. And if you have a partner, spend time with them. That is exceptionally great. I spend a lot of time with my dog. You know her name? Her name is Summer. She's a shepherd. I originally went and I got her. And I was the first one that held her when she was a pup, when I first went to pick her up. And I do a lot more stuff with her. So we have a stronger bond. But I love spending time outside with her. She's getting older now. And we can't go for as long walks because she's getting up. I think she's 6 or 7. I think. Somewhere around there. I don't know the exact age. I'll have to look it up. But she's up there. And she still loves to go. But we take times to frequently rest. As you can tell, she's sitting. And right there. She doesn't usually do that. She's usually running around, constantly going. But she's older. She gets more tired. And we don't go as far on hikes with her because she's getting up there. She can't go as far. But I still do. And that's just a bond. But also I spend time with her because God put her in my life. You know, I have always had a dog. They're great companions. When they pass, yes, it hurts. I've grieved for the past pups I've lost. But we always get another one. But still, I remember them all. I don't forget them. And it's part of life. And it's part of living. And I enjoy what God has in his creation. I enjoy nature. And if you live each day, you know, for him, and as he wants you to live, you will have a full and blessed life. But we got to get rid of the fear of living for God, okay? You can't be scared and always on guard. You have to have times of rest. Otherwise, you're going to get fatigued. You're going to get tired and burned out, and then the enemy's just going to pick you apart. Because that's just what he does. He's good that way. He's patient. He can wait you out. Now, we take time to enjoy life, not to have the burden. The Lord even says, take on my yoke, for it is light. When you are truly living for God, and it's taken me, you know, a while to discover this myself as a personal experience, is I live for God, and yeah, I'm more relaxed than I have been in a long time following God. Like, I'm not worried about the way the world's going. Grampy tells me, you know, stuff that's on the news because he watches it. I don't. It's negativity and absolutely useless, and I don't care about the news. But it's neither here nor there. He tells me to someone, but I don't fear it. I don't have any worry about it because God's in control. You know, I don't worry about where, you know, am I going to have a job tomorrow? And guess what? I may not even wake up tomorrow. So why would I worry about that? Or, you know, people, oh, you know, it's getting expensive, you know, living is, and I'm going to say, yeah, the cost of living is going up, but I have a home. I have food. I have a few things that I enjoy and stuff, and that's a blessing from God. I appreciate it. And I made a video about it that if I lost everything tomorrow, I still have Jesus and I would still give joy to him. That's the way I live. And we have to live that way. And I look at a huge Bible example of it as Job. Use him as an example. That poor man lost everything, right? Still loved God. Still praised him. Even though he had nothing, yes, he was hurt and questioned why, which a lot of people do, and it's not bad to ask why, but he still gave praise to God. He still loved him. And look at what happened in the end. God doubled, even tripled what Job lost. You know, he made him even more than he could imagine. And if we live our lives as Jesus wants us to, happy and following him, then when the storms come and you lose loved ones and people and you just feel like the world's against you, when you relax and just know that God has you and you're his child and he loves you and everything he has for you are good and great plans, you realize the world, it's not that scary. You even realize people in the world, you aren't fazed by it. And it's because you have God. And as long as you can learn to live like that, live for God each day, then when it comes to fearing death and all this stuff, you don't have to worry about it. Because you don't care at some point. You just love God and you're just living every day for him. And you're just advancing the kingdom. You're on your mission. And time flies. Okay? I'll say this now. Time flies, believe it or not. I looked back just the other day, and I'm going to be 36 this year. Time flies. And it will be this July, 6 years since I started following God again, since I made that rededication at the age of 30. You know, I rededicated my life to God and he saved me. And it's been 6 years, and I look back and I see the blessings and how far I've come. I came from being a nervous, self-centered, arrogant, red-pilled D-bag, basically, to becoming a mature, relaxed soldier and bond servant of Christ and just easygoing guy. I don't let stuff get me down. And it's because I have Jesus's promises in the scripture and security. And every time, I'm going to give you a good book to read, okay? It's called, I believe somebody called it, it was a pastor. Somebody said it is the most tear-stained book in the Bible, where people have gone to countless times when they've been beaten down and life's been against them and they've gone through some of the most horrible stuff you can imagine. And this is the book, Psalms, okay? Go through Psalms. You see David laments in it, and it's called the most tear-stained book for a reason, because a lot of people that need, comfort, they go to Psalms because it's a very beautiful book that I believe God put in there, and why it's so long is because it shows you his promises and his love, and that it's going to be okay. You're going to get through whatever storm is coming or whatever you're going through, because Jesus is there with you. He meets you in the mess, and he guides you out of it. I'm living proof. As I said, my testimonial video, you can watch it, and I was as far gone, I call it, as anybody can be. I was literally at the end of my rope. And see how God just saved me and how he just changed the trajectory of my life. I dropped a video the other few days stating, my ambitions for the future, and that is to have a ministry. A traveling ministry is what I want to have for years, and I'm going to start, getting to know the Bible more. I'm going to start putting a framework in place. I'm going to ask my mentor to help me because he does a lot of this. And I'm going to get him to start training me. I'm going to step out in faith. And in a few years, like I said, when my ties are gone and I'm freed up, I can do so much more for God. And I'm going full sending. I'll probably keep the YouTube channel going and just share the videos of it. But I will be traveling all across Canada. And I will be sharing my faith with people. I will be talking to people like the disciples used to do. Is my goal, is to go around and just speak at churches and have these sermons I make where I just deliver them to people and just talk with them and just listen to what people face and what they're going through and offer them the joy and love of Jesus. That's what we're called to do as Christians. That's what I'm going to do in a few years. I try to share, my faith, and I listen to people at church. When there's other people that are sad or lonely, I listen to them. And I actually listen. I don't just tune out halfway through and, it's horrible, brother. I'll pray for you. No, actually, I listen. I'm in the conversation. I listen to them because they need somebody to talk to. And that's what we do as Christians. We're supposed to lift each other up, support each other, brothers and sisters. So, this has been Voice in the Wilderness, the soldier, bondservant of Christ, signing off. Whenever you see this, have a blessed day or night. Stay safe in these dark, crazy times, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, before I exit the video, look what I found. Mushrooms! I'm sure there's somebody in the comments that knows what type of mushrooms those are, but I'm not going to touch them or eat them because I don't know what they are, and I'm not fond of having on my gravestone, "Here lies Andrew, a soldier and bondservant of Christ, died eating a strange mushroom." Yeah, that's not going to be on mine anyways. But, said, a little bit of humor at the end of the video, and some cool looking mushrooms. And I will see you in the next one.